Domantas Motiejunas, who was originally drafted by the Houston Rockets and was there for quite some time.
Yeah.
Then a couple of guys that got drafted didn't end up playing in NBA. I mean, Arnoldas Kulboka actually was in NBA, drafted 55 by the Hornets, played in just G League, had a two-way. I think it was a year ago. Yeah. No, 2 years ago now. Also some of the Asian players, Kai Soto right now, that,
Shout
he
out Kai
was,
Soto.
let's say, one of the, he was part of the Ignite and was in Australia right now, in Japan, one of the players that I visited
He was
as well.
supposed to come to Orlando, and I was pissed because they didn't make it happen. I was so upset. He worked out and everything. I was like, I love this kid. He's one of the international players that I paid attention to. And I'm like, this kid is a beast, and he will work perfect. But we were so guard heavy, so they didn't bring him in. Sorry to cut you off.
And it's okay. Like, it's part of the, Kai needs to get stronger. He's actually making strides and getting better. He just had this weekend, really good FIBA break with the Philippines national team. And at some point I was Joe Chi, a Chinese player that I was helping get out of the Asian market and explore the European landscape, for him. Obviously, Domas Sabonis is our, client of our agency, and another
Domas or Domantas?
big time. Domas, we call him Domas in Lithuania.
Okay, cool. Shout out Domantas.
We call him.
That's my guy. I love watching him and De'Aaron play. They're crazy over at the Kings, man.
Yeah. So these are, the agency has, it's a long list. We have over 45 NBA clients.
Yeah. So I know you said that Sabonis, like, and I screw his name all the time. I'm gonna see if I can get it right this time. Arvidas.
Arvidas.
Almost. Yeah. I'm close, guys. I'm working on it. Please don't hate me.
No, it's okay.
Knowing like you knew him as well, and they are family, correct? Him and Domantas, right?
Yeah.
So is there kind of like a relationship there where you like kind of know him for a while? Did you guys kind of grow up together?
So Domantas, I mean, longer name, but he barely spent time in Lithuania. So his dad, when he was playing, I mean, he barely played. He played in Lithuania early. Couldn't really leave Lithuania because of the Soviet Union oppression, and it wasn't possible. But then he was playing in Spain for quite some time before going to NBA. And I think Domantas was born in Portland, if I'm not mistaken. So he also, barely spent time in Lithuania, I believe. I think I think he was born in Portland and was there, until his dad finished playing in NBA. Came back, probably was 6, 7, I guess, and then the whole family, for the most part, lived in Spain.
Gotcha.
So I really didn't know that Spanish agent that is, working with our agency. That's the main guy that was taking care of the family because they were living in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew the family. I mean, there's 3 sons and 1 daughter. Great people, big family. Second son actually is now a coach on Žalgiris team in EuroLeague. Was solid player. Was actually a solid player. Played in like youth national teams and stuff, and was a pro for a little bit. So great family, great basketball minds, and dad was a great player. One of the son is going to be future good coach. Already a pretty good coach, but just working as assistant right now. And Domantas, obviously, I think he should be an all-star, but.
Oh, for sure.
He's,
he's growing.
So.
He's definitely growing. I think also too, it's down to the Kings to get him some more pieces to help him and De'Aaron be more of what they are. I feel like they take a lot on their plate, and they gotta get some more guys out there to help them. But that's dope to hear their story. Really cool to know about all of that, and also like just like tapping on the like Lithuania again with the whole if you guys heard him mention the oppression, you can look it up, but Lithuania went through a big thing with the USSR, correct? And basically a lot of sanctions put on them, and they couldn't do a lot of things. A lot of the players couldn't travel to play, and they went through a lot of struggles to get there. So players like Sabonis, Arvidius, went through a lot of struggles to basically just be able to play in the U.S. and things like that, but was one of the people who spearheaded the start of like Lithuanian players coming out. And honestly, he's probably the most influential person in Lithuanian basketball history to the younger generation. So really dope to see, man. We're gonna move to the segment of the podcast where we do Q&A, questions from the community members.
All right.
I ask community members, tell them who we have coming on, kind of give them a little context about you, and they're able to ask questions, right? So a lot of these are like gamers and people who love basketball.
Yeah.
So I'll rattle off a few questions and then we'll go ahead and close out and let you go. So first question I have is from your experience, are a lot of the players you work with gamers?